Patterson, Blaze Winter at nose tackle for the injured Boyarski, and Robert Brown. The linebackers are veterans and active Anderson, Holland, Dorsey, and Harris, who will do most of the rushing, and an experienced secondary in Lee, Brown, Murphy, and Stills. Troy Stratford and Woody Bennett in the backfield behind Marino on 1st and 10. Miami from its own 20. Miami looking to throw quickly to the rookie Farrell Edmonds, who breaks a tackle and gets out to near the 29. Bruce Hardy was injured, and Farrell Edmonds starting as a rookie tight end, the first time since '79 that Miami's had a rookie tight end. Marino, Stratford, Bennett, and the Marks brothers, Duper and Clayton, the wide receivers for the Dolphins. Then it's Dennis Galbraith, a rookie, Dellen Bach, Toth, Lee, and the rookie Farrell Edmonds up front. 2nd and 1, Miami. Lorenzo Hampton in the backfield for the Dolphins. A fake to Hampton. And the pass complete over the middle to Mark Duper into Green Bay territory near the 35. Called down by Mark Lee, number 22. First down, Miami at the Green Bay 36.
Well, Miami couldn't ask to open the game any better. It was a great call, the first down, trying to get Farrell Edmonds into the game right away. But here's Marino. Fake draw to Hampton, slides out, look to his left. Here he comes across through the zone. They try to double him up on the outside. Comes through the middle of the field. One more step and he might have taken the route. Here's Mark Lee to pull down Duper from behind.
A gain of 36 as the Dolphins are in business early. Clayton in motion. And a quick pass to Edmonds, who's wide open. Dave Brown gets a hold of one of those big legs and holds on for dear life. But Farrell Edmonds, starting his first game, starting quickly, Will.
Well, you can see what Don Shula's trying to do here, Steve. 2 of the first 3 plays he throws to Edmonds. This is his first stop. They're really concerned about Edmonds and the mental aspect of his game because he hasn't played that much. So they set him up in 2 situations. There, it's a simple out. You know, he just slides off, reads the linebacker, turns and takes the toss. Give him 2 easy plays where he knows he's going to go and he doesn't have to think a lot. He can just use his great physical ability.
He gives Miami a first down at the Green Bay 19. Woody Bennett with a big hole. Again, it's Dave Brown to bump him out of bounds near the 12. One of the problems, Will, the Dolphins have had is that running game, as have the Packers, and Woody Bennett hasn't carried all that often. They haven't been down in this territory too often so far this year.
Well, if they
have not scored.
If they get inside the 10, it will be the first time they get a touchdown from outside the 10. But they haven't been inside the 10 once this year in the regular season. The
only times that they were inside the 20, they had to kick field goals. Stratford and Davenport are the splitbacks behind Marino on 2nd down and 3. Almost intercepted. Ken Stills almost picks off Marino's pass intended for Davenport.
Now look at Stills 29 in your picture. What a job. He reads this play perfectly. See him move right to the spot looking for Davenport. He comes right in front of him. He comes right in front of him. Why? Because Marino looked at Davenport all the way. And as a result, Stills could see what was in front of him. Should have made the play. Should have had the interception.
Able to read the quarterback's eyes. So it's 3rd and 3. Still at the 12. Miami with 4 wide receivers. Out of the shotgun. Intended for Jensen. Does he hold on? Yes. Jim Jensen with a juggling catch for a Miami first down inside the 10.
Let's hold on now. It looks like they're going to call it incomplete, but here's Marino back. Puts Jensen in the slot. A quick out. Does he make the catch? The referee, or the official rather, I don't think is going to say he had control of the ball, but let's see if they take a look at it. Here's Bob Brudzinski talking with referee Gordon McCarter saying, what's the story?
Well, maybe we'll get something. No, we won't, as the field goal team is on. And here's Fuad Reyes. And Reyes 2 for 3 with his longest from 31. This will be a 29-yard attempt, and it's good. Reves with a 29-yarder, and Miami again unable to get a touchdown when they get inside the 10, but leading 3-0.
What Miami did in the first drive answered the question of some people. They say, how is Don Shula going to protect a young offensive line from all the blitzing and stunting that Green Bay likes to do? I think on every play on that drive, Marino called the snap on the first count. So in other words, before the Packers defense could start running around and cause some problems, they snapped the ball and got the play away. 3 times it was just a quick out to the left. So obviously before the Packer defense could adjust to the formation, they were going out there twice to Edmonds, once to Jensen.
And it was effective. It was a quick drive. It didn't take much time off the clock. 12 minutes and 15 seconds left to go in the first quarter. You saw Don Shula talking to the side judge, Dick Creed. They did not go to the replay to see whether or not the catch was made by Jensen on 3rd down. So Miami going for the field goal. Reves to kick it off. Brent Fullwood, number 21, and Patrick Scott, number 83, deep for Green Bay. And a boomer about 8 yards deep. Scott will not return it. So the touchback will give Green Bay 1st and 10 at their 20. And Randy Wright, the Green Bay quarterback, really under fire, as the most popular guy on any team is the backup quarterback. But Randy Wright had a good game last week. And here's the Miami defensive front. Brian Sauché with Turner and Bose on either side of him. Graff starting, and Brown, Offendahl, and Green. Langford, Judson, Hobley, and the rookie Jarvis Williams in the secondary. Carruth the only setback, with 4 wideouts in the game for Green Bay on 1st down from their own 20. And Carruth has the ball. Paul Ott Carruth powering forward for a gain of 4 to the 24. It'll be 2nd down and 6. Rick Graff, 99 on the tackle. Randy Wright leading this unit. Ken Davis and Paul Ott Carruth starting in place of Fullwood, who has a slight injury. Sterling Sharp, the rookie, and Walter Stanley, the wide receivers. Ken Rutgers, Moran Cannon, Hallstrom, Euchre, and the tight end is Ed West. Clint Didier, number 80, also a tight end signed recently by the Packers, should see a lot of action. 2nd and 6. Wright intended for Perry Kemp, but overthrown and incomplete. It'll be 3rd and 6. Well, that's the first incompletion in 13 straight passes.
Actually, it's 15 because he had 2 more completed that were called back by penalty in that string. You know, John Bose, the defensive end for the Dolphins, told us at practice yesterday he thought that the first series on defense was critical to the Dolphins, that if they stopped the Packers right away without a 1st down, it would be a big boost, coming off a great defensive game in Buffalo last week.
Miami to the nickel with 5 defensive backs in on 3rd and 6. Green Bay from their own 24. Fumbled snap by Wright, who picks it up, but he's thrown right there. The whistle blows as he is in the grasp of T.J. Turner. In his 3rd year from the University of Houston, it'll be 4th down.
If you watch this replay, watch 53 of the Dolphins. He head faked a blitz, okay? And Randy Wright looked up, and the center looked up to see what was going on, if he was really coming. They had the missed snap and the fumble recovered by them. Now we're going to get the punt. But it was a fake, as David Fry sort of stepped in, gave the center a head fake, and this caused a bad snap.
Don Bracken will do the punting. Bracken averaging just over 38.5 yards, and that may have been blocked. Bounding near the 20. And Miami has it at the 17 of Green Bay.
It is blocked, and it was blocked by Don McNeil, and this is a play we saw them working on in practice yesterday. And I was standing at the end of the playing field with Charlie Winter, who does the advanced game scouting, and I says, can you block a kick tomorrow? He says, watch this. They were running McNeil. He rolls around the guard, and he come up through the slot. He says, we think we can get one. And there it is in the first opportunity of the game. They make the block.
Don McNeil, who does not have a breakfast club, blocked that with his rear end.
Watch him come around. Now he's in the center of the line. They pick off a guard, and he's coming up through the gap. See him coming right up the middle, extends his hands, gets up in the air, gets the ball. He gets in clean. They sort of formed a wedge between right guard and right tackle, knocked the offensive lineman back, and he came through the seam and make the block.
So Miami already leading 3-0 here in the first quarter, gets the break and has the ball. First down at the Green Bay 18. William Judson in there to do the damage as well. Marino flips it out to Stratford. Troy looking for room, finds none. All down by Tim Harris, number 97 on the far sideline, and a very short gain, maybe a yard. It'll be second down.
Every pass he's thrown has been to the left, hasn't it? All 5, I believe, 5 for 5, all to the left side of the field. Even the long gainer he had to Duper.
That's right.
Duper lined up on the left, came up in the middle, threw to Jensen out there. So obviously they've seen something in the Green Bay defense that they want to attack the right side of the Green Bay defense.
Second down, 8 yards to go. Davenport near the 10, called down around the 12. So it'll be third down and about 4. Davenport doesn't get a chance to play too often in his 4th year out of Louisville, and on third down he will come off.
The Packers are a little confused over there. They don't know whether to come in with their stop the run package or let's go for the pass package. So they're finally going, let's go for the pass package. Sent in 2 defensive backs, took out 2 linebackers.
4 wide receivers on the other side of the ball. Jensen in the backfield with Marino out of the shotgun. 3rd and 4. And it's complete. Mark Clayton inside the 5. Covered immediately by John Dorsey, number 99. And Ken Stills also there. But it's a 1st and goal for Miami at the Green Bay 3.
Marino out of the shotgun for the first time, steps up. It's a simple little hook inside. You know, the coverage backed off into the end zone. He just curled underneath, made sure he was going to get the first down. That was the important thing for Clayton to do.
So Clayton now 25 games in a row in which he has caught a pass. Ball near the 2.5. Lorenzo Hampton. Touchdown Miami. Hampton following Woody Bennett into the end zone, and Miami leads it 9-0.
A simple power pitch here. Hampton had it. He's going to read Woody Bennett, see which way he's going to take the defensive back. There's the crease opening up. He goes for it and dives into the end zone. The key is Bennett reading Bennett and what he's going to do and then reacting to the block.
Fuad Reveiz on to attempt the extra point. And it's good. 9:14 left to go in the first quarter. Miami with a 10-0 lead over Green Bay. Now Reveiz will kick it off. 21 Fullwood and 83 Scott standing near the goal line. The Packers need to get something going offensively and quickly. Scott at the goal line. Knocked down at the 14 and the ball comes loose. It's going to be ruled down, however, no fumble, as the referee Gordon McCarter signals the ball down short of the 15. Ron Pitts, number 28, made the initial hit, the son of Elijah Pitts, but he's on the other team. It was Don McNeil.
See the Dolphins really hustling to get down there. Look at the penetration. They meet him at the 15-yard line. Generally, you don't see people downfield until he gets to the 20. That's great execution by the coverage team of the Dolphins, and a great kick. And
a good call by the officials. As you could tell, it clearly came out after Patrick Scott was down. So from the 15, Green Bay with their second possession, 1st and 10. Caruth Not much in the middle. Gains about 3, wrapped up by Brian Saucher, the nose tackle. As we bring you up to date of scores of other games underway around the NFL today. Pittsburgh 2-0. So a safety already. Second down and 7 after the gain of 3 by Caruth. Wright dumps it off to Davis. Looking for a block. Short of the first down as he gets across the 20 to about the 24 before Mark Brown brings him down in the secondary. Kenneth has been their leading rusher, and under Lindy Infante's system there's a lot more pass catching out of the backfield, but he will come out on third down and a long one, and the nickel package in for Miami. 4 wideouts for Green Bay. Miami going with the dime. They have 6 defensive backs. Caruth on a delay, nowhere, and may have even lost yardage. Jarvis Williams up from the secondary to make the initial hit on Caruth. It'll be 4th down, and Green Bay will have to give up the ball once again.
Try to spread out the field with 4 wide receivers, run a little draw to Caruth. I think Boza 97. There's Jarvis Williams, stands him up. Here comes Boza to give him some help. Never gets back to the line of scrimmage. A tough play for the Packers. They needed a first down right there. Should be great field positions for the Dolphins, already ahead 10-0.
So Bracken, who had the first one blocked in very similar field position, will try to get it away to Scott Schwades. Miami with a return on, and Schwades at his own 43. Great move, and inside the 30. Scott Schwades, who set all kinds of punt return records in college at Syracuse, runs back a big one for the Dolphins before Mark Murphy brings him down.
All the elements for a punt return. A low line drive kick. Coverage can't get downfield yet because they had a block after Miami blocked the last punt. They want to stay in and block it again. Here's Schwades, makes a terrific run, sets him right away. Scoring position once again inside the 30.
A 35-yard punt and a 25-yard return by Scott Schwades, whose father, of course, Gerhard Schwades, captained the 1959 national championship football team at Syracuse. Miami 1st and 10 from the 28. Troy Stratford down to the 25. Covered there by Tim Harris and John Dorsey. Gain of about 3. It'll be 2nd and 7.
What's happened here, Steve, is really put the Packer defense at a tremendous disadvantage. You can't really attack defending your own goal line. You know, you like to get the Dolphins and deep in their end, or certainly on the other side of the 50, so you can do some things. When you're down here, you're just trying to defend. You really can't blitz them, go after them, attack them. So this puts everything in Marino's hands, just the way he would like to have it.
And he's had his own way so far, leading 10-0. You know, the pass again. Complete to Edmonds inside the 10. The ball comes loose. Incompleted pass. Edmonds hit by Mark Lee. Appeared to have the ball, but never really apparently had control. So it'll be 3rd and 7. Back at the Green Bay 25. Johnny Holland, fine linebacker for Green Bay, injured, and the report is he's not expected to return. Now he is expected to return. He's been bothered by a thigh problem, quadricep problem. So they say he probably will be back. 6 defensive backs in for Green Bay. Their backer defense. Marino firing complete to Clayton. Touchdown, Mark Clayton.
Watch Green Bay. They put 6 linebackers in, 5 defensive backs. Marino sends Stratford out of the backfield, number 97. Timmy Harris trying to cover him man-to-man. Makes the mistake of going for the ball. He misses it. Dupa catches it, steps up inside, and they got a touchdown. Here's Harris trying to cover him in. That's tough to do when you try to get a wide receiver who lined up in the backfield and come out of the backfield and play him man-to-man.
So Fuad Reves on to attempt another extra point, and it is perfect. And Miami all over Green Bay early. With 5:48 to go in the first, it's now 17-0.
He put up this team as collateral to borrow $110 million loan to build this stadium. Last year, the first year of the stadium, on account of the strike, they lost $4 million. His attendance is down already this year. He has to get off well. They're going to not sell about 10,000 tickets today at $26 a head. There's $250,000. He's got to get that back. The team has to play well to do it.
And their home opener this year off to a good start in Green Bay, and Patrick Scott brings it out of the end zone across the 20 to the 23 before he's knocked down by David Fry, number 53. 17-0, and the scoring drive again a brief one. A 25-yard pass, Marino to Clayton. 17-0 with 5:38 left to go in the first quarter. So again, pressure on Randy Wright and the Green Bay offense. A little better field position near their own 23. Ruth and Davis in the backfield behind Wright. Who wants to throw? Good protection. In and out of the hands of Ed West, the tight end. West was open for a short gain outside the 25, but couldn't hold on. It'll be 2nd and 10.
Wright straight back, wants to get something going on first down. Looks for Ed West, who's only caught 1 ball this year. Puts it right in there. Ed tries to turn upfield before he catches it. This has been a nightmare so far for Green Bay. They couldn't make more mistakes.
They eliminated many last week, but Lindy Infante has said that they might get the passing game down by about 1994. Sarcasm by frustration. Penalty marker down and complete to Davis out of the backfield, but short of the first down near the 30. Flags were thrown at the line of scrimmage.
I think Miami was offside. It looked like right defensive end John Boza, started forward, tried to stop himself, and Green Bay snapped the ball while he was encroaching. Watch him. See him over there. Now the ball's snapped. He's still in there stumbling around. Can't get his footing back. Wright goes back to throw it.
Offside. Number 97 defense. 5-yard penalty. Repeat, 2nd down.
So now it'll be 2nd down and 5 as they move the ball out to the 27. After a good week last week, Wright is now up to 65% completions coming into the game after a difficult opening game against the Rams. Keith Woodside now in the backfield replacing Davis. And it's complete to Walter Stanley. Stanley at the 35 for the first down. Bumped out of bounds by William Judson. Here we are in Miami's beautiful Joe Robbie Stadium. Steve Zabriskie along with Will McDonough. The NFL on CBS. And with just under 5 minutes remaining in the first quarter, it has been all Miami as Green Bay has just picked up their first down of the day at the 35, their own 35. Fake to Woodside. And Wright completes it to Paulette Carruth. Another Green Bay first down as he's run out of bounds at midfield by Lifford Hobley, number 29.
Nice execution here by Wright. Sticks the ball in there. Woodside doesn't give it much of a fake, but here comes Carruth wide open very quickly. The safety man didn't pick him up in time, and there's Hobley trying to recover and takes him out of bounds.
Just over the midfield stripe into Miami territory. Green Bay on the Dolphins side of the 50 for the first time, and their second first down of the day. Complete again. It's Walter Stanley with a good grab. Judson was all over him. It'll be another first down for Green Bay at the Miami 35 or 6. Stanley in his 4th year from Mesa College in Arizona, and the leading receiver for the Packers so far this season. And you see what he did last year. First and 10 just outside the Miami 35. A power formation with Caruth carrying the ball behind Clint Didier to the 33. Hugh Green on the stop for Miami.
Watch Green, the right end of the line for Miami. Number 55 comes right down the line of scrimmage, makes the stop, but the strength of Paul Caruth takes the ball upfield for 2 or 3 yards.
He gets it to the 32, a gain of 3. It'll be 2nd and 7.
There are certain formations, Steve, that an outside linebacker like that doesn't see he's covered by anybody. He just steps up and says, I'm going right down the line of scrimmage, particularly if the team is in an I formation or split backs.
Yeah, that formation sort of gave him the indication that the chance of a pass was minimal. Didier in motion, and it's Caruth again following him through the hole. And Paul Ott gets it down to about the 27 before Brian Sauché, the nose tackle, drags him down. Paul Ott, a distant relative of the baseball great Mel Ott, and so that is his given name, Paul Ott Caruth. Third and 2 at the 27. Miami with their nickel package in. Actually, the dime, they have 6 defensive backs as Lindy Infante has his offense moving for the first time. But a big play here on 3rd and 2. Woodside with a good hold and a good move. First down inside the 20 to the 18. Renee Thompson making the tackle in the secondary. It's another Green Bay first down.
Watch this terrific cut by Woodside. Looks like he's going in the flow, reads it well, cuts it back, gives it the spin move, takes it upfield, gets a big first down. You have to like the way Green Bay has responded in this drive. They didn't come out behind 17-0, try to throw bombs all over the field. They've run it, they've controlled it, they play the way they've been trying to play under Infante.
He has to be encouraged by this drive. First and 10 from the 18. Wright gets away from the pressure and completes it to Clint Didier. And Didier's dropped immediately at the 10. Rick Graff had pressure on Randy Wright, but Wright was able to avoid it.
Graff comes in clean. Watch this. Steps right around. Now watch Wright step up. There's the big part of the play. That gives him the time to make the pass and get it over there to Didier.
Didier in his 7th year out of Penn State was with the Washington Redskins, as Lindy Infante has picked up a number of veteran players that he's familiar with in an effort to get more people familiar with his offense. 2nd down and 2. Caruth hammered. They were waiting for him. John Offerdahl and John Boza. And Caruth gets hammered.
John Offerdahl, right inside linebacker, reads the play. Watch him step into the gap. Bang, right there. Takes him right back. That was slow developing, though. You know, they didn't seem to have any speed getting to the line of scrimmage. This close to the goal line. Linebackers are playing up tighter anyway. They just get up there and gave him a pop.
You got to hit the hole more quickly. It is 3rd down and 2 yards to go. Now another dime package for Miami with 6 defensive backs in, and Caruth the only setback behind Randy Wright, who wants to throw. Quickly over the middle and completes it. Patrick Scott with a first down at the 5-yard line, and Bud Brown, the safety man, hogtied him there. So it'll be 1st and goal, Green Bay at the Miami 5. And Will, they've done what they needed to do on this possession after falling behind 17-0. Now they have to finish the job.
That's right. Very important series for Randy Wright. He has been excellent in this drive. Good calls, good reactions at the line of scrimmage. Most importantly, he's adjusted to the pressure. You know, the Dolphins that time came with 7 guys, you know. Infante now wants a timeout. They had the play going in. Now he says, wait a second, let's call these guys back here and have a little huddle.
Well, you don't want to get all the way down the field like this and then blow it. So Infante taking a timeout with 18 seconds left in the first quarter. Decided they're going to dedicate the first touchdown today to an 11-year-old young man named Chad Actor. Randy Wright told us that he's visited Chad, who was injured and quadriplegic from a diving accident. And the Packers and Randy Wright have said their first touchdown today is for 11-year-old Chad Actor. Brent Fullwood's first carry, and Fullwood powering, still going, getting near the 2 before he's finally stopped. So it'll be 2nd and goal.
I'm a little surprised to see Fullwood in here.
And you see the clock runs out. That's the end of the first quarter. And the score, Miami, as we start the second quarter, Brent Fullwood into the game. And he's becoming, Will, more and more of a factor in their offensive scheme.
Well, I started to say I was surprised to see him in the game because he didn't practice all week. He didn't take one snap. All of a sudden, you get in scoring position, and here he comes.
He's been bothered by a knee problem. 2nd and goal. Randy Wright going to walk in. Touchdown, Green Bay. Randy Wright doing it himself, and the Packers are on the board. First play of the second quarter.
This is about as good as it's going to get for bootleg. Watch this. Now watch everybody stop. The whole Dolphin defense, they think they've got the play stop with Fuller. Watch, there won't be anybody around. He's got blockers with him and everything else. Look at this. That's as easy as you can get. He wanted to throw it. The fake was so effective, he could take it back down and run in with it.
And he almost could have walked in with it. Hunter Don Bracken will hold for Max Zendejas to attempt the extra point. And it is good. Just underway in the second quarter as Randy Wright puts the Packers on the scoreboard. It's now 17-7 Miami. And has to be very happy as Randy Wright told him the first Packer touchdown was dedicated to him, and then Randy Wright ran it in himself. Max Zendejas will kick it off for Green Bay, with Miami now leading by 10. Jarvis Williams 26, Lorenzo Hampton 27 back to get it. Hampton at the goal line to the 15 as a flag goes down. Right at the spot of the tackle, Ken Stills 29 and 90 Nate Hill brought Hampton down, but a flag came down as well, holding the preliminary indication against Miami.
I think they threw the flag at the feet of Ron Davenport. We'll make him #1 suspect.
Here's the call from Gordon McCarter.
Holding number 30, receiving team during the return. Half the distance from the dead ball spot, 1st and 10.
Is when you don't want to look at Don Shula. Davenport's going to try to run. Oh, here he's going to get it right now.
The stare, the famous Shula stare.
What are you doing, he's saying.
I'll tell you what, Superman's X-ray vision has nothing on Don Shula's famous stare. He can look right through you. So Miami now starting with poor field position. Marino 1st and 10 inside his own 10. Looking to throw. Incomplete and almost intercepted by Mark Murphy. It was intended for Woody Bennett. It went over Bennett and over Murphy. Tim Harris had pressure on Marino.
Marino steps right up, looks to his left. 2 men coming out of the backfield, takes the trailer, throws it over to Woody Bennett, goes through his hands. Almost. You talk about it.
Murphy was getting ready to make the tackle, and all of a sudden the ball was coming.
He genuflected. He was down genuflecting. The ball hits him off the shoulder pad.
So it's second down and 10. Still at the Miami 8-yard line.
Blitz, they caught him.
Hampton, first down, out to the 20. Lorenzo Hampton hauled down in the secondary by Tiger Green and Ken Stills, but not before Miami beats the blitz for the first down.
First time all day Green Bay really attacks. Here comes Timmy Harris from the weak side. Hampton just takes it to the other side. Looked like they had a quick trap on. Quick trap on the strong side. He just picked up through the hole. It wasn't there. All the backers are gone. They're all coming.
So the perfect call for the defense that was called, and Hampton picks up the first down out to the Miami 20. Quick toss by Marino, complete to Stratford. And a gain of about 6. Again, it was the strong safety, Mark Murphy, who made the play. They'll mark it at the 28. So it's a gain of 7, second and 3. Again, Pittsburgh still leading 2-0. We'll try to keep you up to date all afternoon of what else is going on in the NFL here on CBS. Of course, Brent Irv and Dick Butkus will be along at halftime with all the updates on the NFL today. Davenport and nowhere to go. Timmy Harris, as the ball comes loose, it's whistled down. Robert Brown, Tim Harris, Blaze Winter. Those front three were waiting for Davenport.
Well, this is when Timmy Harris starts roving. Watch him come right down the line of scrimmage. No tight end there. Reads the play, stuffs it in the middle. In this series, the Pack's starting to attack. 3 times in a row now they've had Harris come right down the line of scrimmage trying to make a play. That time with help he made a play.
And Tim Harris told us in our conversation with him yesterday that he really likes this new defensive scheme that give them more options and turn them loose more often. Now Marino goes to the shotgun on 3rd down and about 4. And Green Bay jumped off sides. Flags are down as Marino completes it to Stratford. It's a free play as Stratford breaks free. Inside the Green Bay 40 before he's tripped up by Mark Murphy. Troy Stratford.
Timmy Harris got over anxious. He jumped in too soon. Marino saw the flag go up, knew Harris was offside, said let's go for a bigger play. Great reaction by Stratford. Spins to the inside, isolates still, cuts it back again, comes across the field. Doesn't have great speed though. He's got great feet, but he doesn't have the speed of, let's say, a Mercury Morris, who in that situation there was Harris jumping around, caused the flag to be thrown up. Marino saw it right away and said, hey, I can take a little bit more time. I've got nothing to lose. Let's go upfield with it.
Boy, and the mark of a great quarterback, making that last-second adjustment. Hampton, good hole, big block. Inside the 20. Dave Brown collars him at the 5-yard line. Miami coming right back and ramming it right down the field. Harry Galbraith, the rookie guard, number 62, who's starting with a big block to spring Hampton.
The Dolphins were concerned today because they had to start Harry Galbraith. Roy Foster, their all-pro guard, is out. Watch Galbraith pull him, number 62. Watch him spin out, make the pickup, buries the defensive back right there. That allows Hampton to get outside and make a run for it.
Lorenzo Hampton has been a big man today. 3 carries, 47 yards. And Miami back in business with a 1st and goal at the Green Bay 4. Marino in the end zone, touchdown. Rookie Farrell Edmonds.
Coming from the right of your screen, another rookie tight end. Brian Kincher stops, spins. Green Bay's looking at him. Play fake. Marino knows where he wants to go right away. There he is. Farrell Edmonds. They brought Davenport out of the backfield. They got 2 men over there, 1-on-1, and he's so big in the end zone. Here's a guy that's 6'6", a great target to throw to when you're that close.
Quadribays with another extra point. 11:40 left to go in the 2nd quarter. Edmonds touchdown answering Green Bay's. It's 24-7. possessions. They blocked a punt and took it in, and Dan Marino, whom Will had an interview with on the NFL Today earlier today, a lot of pressure on him, and boy, has he responded. What a first half he's having.
Well, he didn't think he'd have a good first quarter because of the inexperience of the Dolphin offensive line. He said it might take us a quarter to settle down. It didn't take him any time, Steve, to settle down. He went right after.
Well, he has been impressive, and he's had help. Lorenzo Hampton has had a big day, and the rookie tight end Farrell Edmonds. So Fuad Reveiz will kick it off. The deep receivers are Scott and Sharp. Patrick Scott, and it's Sharp who takes it at the 3-yard line. Cuts it back nicely and gets out to about the 20. Miami going 92 yards on that drive, culminating in a pass from Marino to Edmonds. So already 31 points have been scored in this ball game, and we have 11.5 minutes left in the second quarter. So the onus right back on the Green Bay offense, as Fullwood will be the lone setback behind Randy Wright. 1st and 10 at the Green Bay 20. Wright flipping it out to Fullwood. He was open in the flat and picks up good yardage before he's bumped out of bounds by Judson. So a good first down gain of 7 or 8. Actually, it's going to be about 8.5. They'll mark it at the 29 officially. 2nd and 1. And the Boston Red Sox, Will McDonough's hometown team, leading those Yankees in the final game of that big 4-game series 3-1. They have made a statement this weekend, Mr. McGee.
Let's see how they do on the road. They're the best in Major League Baseball at home this season. We'll see what they do on the road. They now have 10 games left to play on the road.
Spoken like a true Red Sox fan. 2nd and 1, and Woodside with a first down. And more, and Judson again, who has to hammer him out of bounds as he crosses the 40. So Lindy Infante is getting everybody into the program here, and everybody is contributing.
You have to get him into the program down here, Steve. This is a tough place to play. It's hot. You know, Lindy was talking before the game about 2 hours before it started down the field. He said, I wish we had it about 10 or 15 degrees warmer in Green Bay this week so we could get used to this. Have our players get used to it.
I guess it's better for them to come down here now than in December, when there's a much greater difference in the temperature. 1st and 10. Wright looking to throw and completing it to Fullwood. Graff hits him immediately. Fullwood makes Graff wait for some help at the 45. They'll give him his forward progress to near the 47.
Roll to the right. They want Fullwood out here, man-to-man on the linebacker. He gets it against Graff, but Graff is too close to him when he catches it. Fullwood doesn't have a chance to put a move on it. Then it becomes a tug of war. Graff, with help, wins the tug of war.
Just across the 46 for a gain of 4. 2nd down and 6. Wright with a good day so far, although his stats have been dwarfed a little bit by Marino's. Terry Kemp comes in motion. In and out of the hands of Kemp at the 40 of Miami. He was hit right away by Paul Langford, number 44, but Kemp should have caught the ball.
Wright steps right up as soon as he gets the ball. 1, 2, 3. Now look, and here's the throw. He sees Kemp, should have caught the ball right in his hands. Looked like he wanted to run with it before he got it. Now you consider he's now 9 for 12 with 2 drops. The only bad ball he threw so far today was an out-of-bounds pass. To go with the 13 for 13 in the second half, like this kid is on a tremendous roll right here.
He had 2 dropped last week, or his numbers from last week's game would have been even more impressive against Tampa Bay. Green Bay's 2 out of 4 on 3rd down conversions. Good protection, and Wright goes long, and nobody else went long. Patrick Scott pulled up at about the 40, and Wright thought he was going deep.
Well, that's what's been killing the Packers so far offensively. That's what he said. That's what all the people we talked to last night at the hotel said. The mental errors. That time it certainly looked like a mental error. You know, he looked like Patrick Scott was going to run it up. Instead, he went down about 15 yards, stopped, ran a hook to the sidelines, right through it upfield. Thought that's where he was going.
Scott Schwades back deep to receive along with Jarvis Williams as Don Bracken will kick it away from about his own 35. A wobbly punt that goes out of bounds at the 23 of Miami. So we have 10:06 remaining, a 31-yard punt by Bracken, and Miami still holding a comfortable lead. Because Miami has scored on every possession, and it hasn't made any difference where they've started. In the Green Bay territory, down at their own 8, they've taken it in for a score, 3 touchdowns and 1 field goal. And they have a first down at their own 23 as they get the ball once again. Stratford gains 2 to the 25. Burnell, Bucky Dent, and Sean Patterson on the tackle. Steve Zabriskie and Will McDonough bringing you the NFL on CBS from Joe Robbie Stadium in Miami. We have 9:47 left to go in the first half of play, and Miami leading 24-7 and has the football. Dan Marino has been hot. Second down, 7, Miami at their own 25. Second and 8. Overthrows everybody. Ken Still and Mark Lee had the coverage on Mark Clayton. Miami, a totally different team when Marino throws a touchdown pass. And as you see, even though this is only his 6th year in the league, he's going for the 20,000-yard mark. When they have a touchdown pass from Marino, the chances of winning go dramatically up. If a defense can hold Marino without a touchdown, the Dolphins as yet have not won a game. But he has thrown one in this ball game, and they lead 24-7. 4 wide receivers for Miami on 3rd and 8. Penalty flags go down as Dave Brown intercepted at the 40. He's got some help, but he's hauled down back near the original line of scrimmage at the 25 of Miami.
But I don't think it's going to matter, Steve, because once again Marino went to a trick count, got into a cadence, drew Green Bay into the neutral zone. It should be encroachment against Green Bay. All 4 linemen were in there. That's why he went back.
Defense number 97.
There it is, Tim Harris again. But he wasn't the only one that time. There were 3 other guys with him. Watch the jump now. Marino gives him the cadence. They're all caught in the neutral zone. He says, I got another free one. He steps up, throws the ball into his zone, though. Throws it too hard, and here's the pickoff.
So Tim Harris trying to pressure Marino. Lindy Infante told us yesterday, you don't stop Dan Marino. What you do is you try to bother him. And Tim Harris is the guy Green Bay looks to bother him.
Well, also when you're on defense, you're on the line of scrimmage, you got to watch the ball. You can't listen to what the quarterback does. You can't listen to his voice. You got to watch the ball. Green Bay's not doing that.
6 DBs for Green Bay as Stratford takes it out of the backfield but goes nowhere. Knocked down right at the line of scrimmage by John Anderson, the veteran linebacker in his 11th year out of Michigan. So it'll be 4th down and about 4 yards to go. And here's Roby, whose practice into the net might pay off. When this guy is on, as you can tell from last season, averaging almost 43 yards a punt, he can boom the ball. And there is Walter Stanley standing back at about his 22. Since Ray Guy retired, Reggie Roby probably the premier punter in the NFL. And he booms a beauty. Stanley forced back to near the 15, but he breaks out of there and gets it out to about the 28. So another big punt by Roby. 8:12 left to go in the second quarter. Miami still in control. Infante back home again, and we'll find out whether or not you can in fact go home again. His Packers right now trail 24-7. Right over the middle, completes to Clint Didier, the tight end, and Didier very near a first down before John Offerdahl brings him down. It is a first down.
Watch Wright look to his right. He's looking for the key. The first two throws aren't there. Now he goes to Didier, the tight end down the middle, slips off. Offerdahl drop back into his zone and makes the hit. That's the way Green Bay likes to do things. They put 2 or 3 receivers on one side of the field, so the quarterback is back. He reads deep first, medium, and then come to the tight end or the swing back.
Randy Wright, 10 of 14 for 92 yards and a 1st and 10 at the Green Bay 39. Wright has it tipped, but it's caught. Complete at the 45-yard line. Walter Stanley made the catch, and Mark Brown, number 51, appeared to get a hand on it.
Now the quick look is to the left. Steps up, watch the deflect, and it's tipped. Stanley keeps on going. Judson, 49, thinks he's got an interception, but he can't get there in time. Maybe the Packers are going to get a break. You know, they're going to get a break.
Those are the kinds of things that have not been going their way. The gain was 7, so it's 2nd and 3 at the 45. Stanley's 3rd ball of the afternoon. Didier in motion. Fullwood hit right at the line of scrimmage. Well, the front three of Miami has just done an outstanding job preventing Green Bay from running in the middle. They've had some success going wider, but not coming in there. John Offerdahl coming up, and John Boza, the defensive end, also there.
You see that Houston score over the Jets? 21-3 Jets. That's a stunner.
Well, it's the 3rd week. Anything can happen. It's about the time when anything that can happen starts to happen. Miami 2 of 5 and 3rd down conversions. It's 3rd and 2. Wright finally swings it out to Caruth. He has the first down and room. Called down inside the 30. David Fry ran down Paul Ott Caruth, but a big play for Green Bay. Sterling Sharp with a block and the ball at the 28.
If the Pack doesn't believe in Infante's system, they will now. Watch Wright gets jammed back, but here's the outlet guy. He always has one around. Caruth takes the ball upfield and makes a big play out of a broken play. He wanted to just pop that ball over the middle, but at the start of the play, 2 Miami linebackers come right up through, forced him back, so he had to readjust. And with Infante, you always have somebody to go to when you have to readjust. In this case, it was Caruth.
And he picked up 27 yards on the play for a first down. From the Miami 28. Keith Woodside picking his way along and finding not much in the way of running room. Rick Graff, number 99, was sort of moving along with him and trying to get a hand on him. And he got some help from Lifford Hobley. Well, you know, when you look at this offensive statistic and you couple with that the time of possession, and Green Bay has had the ball more moments so far than has Miami, you would not think it was 24-7. The Packers have had long time consuming drives. Miami has scored often and quickly. Complete. Ed West holds on, juggling the ball as he goes, and finally tripped up by Rick Graff and Lifford Hobley again. But a big play and another Green Bay first down.
An unusual formation for 2nd and 9, a double tight end, but now you see the reason for it. West blocks, slides off, gets behind Graff, makes the catch for a change, gets upfield and makes a big first down.
Inside the 10, they mark it at the 9, so it'll be 1st and goal, Green Bay. First down has not been good for either defense today, but Green Bay's had a problem still rushing the ball effectively on first down. So they will pass. Ed West again inside the 5, down to the 4 before he's shoved out of bounds. Again, it was Lifford Hobley and Rick Graff who are having to follow Mr. West all over the place.
Different formation, same idea. Looks over the middle, looks off the receiver, waits for West to slide out. There he is. Was a zone this time. What I really like about the way Wright has done things, he's gone to everybody so far. He's tried to get everybody involved already in the first half. And when he finds something, he's going to stay with it, like he has with West in these last few plays, until Miami adjusts to it.
That's the way to do it. It's given Green Bay a 2nd and goal from inside the 5. Woodside, huge hole on the outside, but he doesn't make it in. Inches short of the goal line. He's run down by Jarvis Williams, the rookie out of Florida, with some help from his friends, including William Judson. So it'll be 3rd and goal from about the half-foot line.
Once Woodside bounces outside, it becomes a foot race, and Jarvis Williams, who does come up from the safety, you can see him from behind, number 26 making the tackle, is a good hitter. If he wasn't a good hitter, he wouldn't have been able to keep Woodside out of the end zone that time.
And that's how much he kept him out of the end zone. About a foot. 3rd and goal. Over the top, Fullwood, touchdown. Green Bay with another long, impressive drive, having to answer yet another Miami touchdown. Goes 72 yards in 9 plays, and Brent Fullwood culminates it over the top.
Players who are in college in the tailback and the I formation always seem to know how to jump over the goal line, right? All the old USC guys, anybody, Bo Jackson, this kid from Auburn, they all know how to get over there from close up.
And Fullwood certainly did, with room to spare. So Bracken will hold for Zendejas, and Max is perfect. It is now a 10-point Miami lead as the Packers come back again on Fullwood's 1-yard dive to make it Miami 24, Green Bay 14, with 2:17 remaining in the half. 2-2. Fullwood's probably the most versatile back they have, and Infante really wants to make use of him, but he's had a problem learning the system.
Well, they know he's the most talented back they have in terms of making a play once he gets the ball. What Wrighton and Hallstrom and some of the other veteran players said last night when we talked to him was they were disappointed in him last year that he didn't spend more time with his book work. This year they say he has spent more time with it. They feel, you know, before the Tampa Bay game he had his best week of practice, and it showed in the Tampa Bay game the way he played.
This week he didn't have any practice, and he's still playing well. Taken by Lorenzo Hampton. Hampton across the 45, and a big return for Miami as Gary Richard makes the stop for Hampton. Might have gone all the way.
Well, the Green Bay special teams have not played well here in the first half. The block punt against them. Now here's Hampton making the big run against them. Gets the ball. You know, when you want to make a play, you've just scored, you think you're coming back, you want to keep the people inside the 25. If you keep them inside the 25, that's a good play. Here he is out to the 45.
A 37-yard return by Hampton, and a first down Miami at their own 45. Should be the final play before the 2-minute warning as Stratford takes it out of the backfield. Runs out of bounds short of the first down at the 45 of Green Bay. So that's a 2-minute warning, and we're back for the final 2 of the first half after this.
25 times. In fact, Shula said this week he went back to Buffalo game film when Hank Buller coached there the last time they met to see if he could study Buller. What Buller was thinking about the last time he played the Dolphins, to try to get some clues as to what Green Bay would do here today. And if he picks some up, Marino and the Dolphins are taking advantage of it.
Well, one would think the way the Dolphins have moved the ball that he may have picked some tendencies up. And they're on the move again. Leading by 10 with 2 minutes remaining in the first half. With 2nd down and 1 yard to go from the Green Bay 45. Stratford almost broke it out of there, and he was hauled down by Blaze Winter, the nose tackle, but not before he picked up the first down. And there's a Miami player injured at the line of scrimmage. Tom Toth, offensive guard out of Western Michigan, is the injured Miami player. at the 45. So the clock is stopped while he is attended to. Both these teams have had problems getting an offensive line together because of injuries. Coming up at halftime, moments from now, the NFL Today with Brent, Irv, and Dick Butkus. And their usual partner, Will McDonough, is here, so Will won't be there. They'll have scores and highlights for you on the NFL Today halftime. So while Toth is attended to, we'll take a timeout and be back here in Miami in just a minute. The game, Will, I presume, if Toth cannot continue.
Yeah, Giesel just signed this week on Monday a 2-year contract. Hadn't been in camp. Schuler didn't really want to play him today. He dressed him. Now with Toth injured, if he has to come out and stay out, while Giesler's already in there, they're going to have to readjust, shuffle around their offensive line, get Giesler in there before he wanted to go in there with him.
And as I was saying, both Green Bay and Miami have sort of had to patch their lines together because of holdout and injuries and other problems. So John Giesler in his 10th year out of Michigan, in for his first play of 88. It is 1st and 10, Miami at the Green Bay 42. Marino in and out of the hands of Mark Clayton. At the 28 of Green Bay, incomplete. The clock stops with 1:43 left to go in the half. It'll be 2nd and 10. Marino's having a good day, but look at the day Randy Wright is having. Except for the 2 touchdown passes, Wright is matching Marino pretty much stride for stride with a higher completion ratio and almost as many yards. But the Dolphins do lead by 10. Out of the shotgun on 2nd and 10. Over the middle, intercepted by Dave Brown. And Clayton brings him down almost immediately. But Dave Brown, who is the #1 active interceptor in the NFL, picks it off with 1:34 left to go in the first half. Marino's first interception of 88.
You can see the disappointment and the anger in Marino's eyes. He's got the play here just a little bit deeper than the play before. He overthrows it. He's been throwing the ball high all day long. The play that was missed the play before by Clayton just went through his hands because it was high. Again, he overthrows. Dave Brown sitting back there in the zone waiting for the miscue. He gets it. He's got the interception. I'll tell you, this whole game could swing here right now if Green Bay's offense can keep on going like they have been in this period.
Marino had gone 74 attempts this season before he throws his first interception. So the Packers have it back just outside their own 21, 1st and 10. Right under pressure, and he'll be dropped at the 15-yard line. Big John Boza out of Boston College calls him down for the loss, and the Packers are trying to go quickly as the clock is running with 1:27.
They were wondering about Bozer. He had a bad ankle during the week, but that ends all the speculation right there. They didn't know if he could play. He comes up with a big play when they need it.
Wright gets it away quickly and completes it to James Pruitt. No, it's Patrick Scott who makes the reception, and Renee Thompson tackles him immediately. So Patrick Scott gives the Packers a first down at their own 33. 1:01 now remaining. Again, Wright in trouble, and again he's hauled down. And this time it's Brian Sauché, the nose tackle. And now the clock is stopped. Green Bay calls timeout with 53 seconds left to go in the first half. So Wright and Infante and backup quarterback Don Makowski will have a conference. And we'll update you on the scores from elsewhere around the NFL today. There's that Jets over Houston in the second quarter, 21-3. Steelers still with only a safety. New Orleans and Detroit are tied. Phoenix big over Tampa Bay at halftime. Kansas City leading Denver. And Washington leading Philadelphia. And a reminder, the NFL Today halftime is next. And a full update, scores and highlights for you. You can tell, even for the Miami players, Will, this isn't the most ideal football weather when it's close to 90. It probably is by now, 90 or in the low 90s, and high humidity. I think, as you pointed out earlier, Infante has done a good job of running a lot of players in for Green Bay. Minnesota over Chicago by 10.
They have never beaten Jim McMahon, and looks like today they might do it.
They're up by 10, and it's about midway through the game. Randy Wright looking long, overthrows Patrick Scott. Scott had a step on Renee Thompson. 48 seconds remaining in the half, and it'll be 3rd and long.
You look at those scores, and it's amazing how things play true to form. You would say Buffalo, good, they're going to win, they're going to beat New England, struggling. New England had beaten them 11 straight times going into this game. Now New England's up 14-3. Everybody says like Buffalo's going to win, And John Elway, when you look at the Kansas City Denver score, has had his worst games in Kansas City. And again, today they've only got like 3 points.
Some things never change. Wright looks and completes to Perry Kemp, who almost loses it, but regains control after he's hit by Renee Thompson. So now timeout called again. 36 seconds remaining. It's Miami who asked for the timeout now because it's 4th down.
After being sacked twice, Wright says, I'm not going to hold on this long. Takes a step up. He looks for his man. As Perry Kemp again catches it once. He's going to catch it again. Watch this pop. Turns around. Thank you. But when you get sacked twice in 3 downs, you say, I'm not waiting around this time. I'm going to go back 3 steps, read it, and it's getting out of here.
Fire it. An injury report. Miami's Troy Stratford has an injured ankle. He has left the game, will not be in this offensive series, and will be x-rayed at halftime. So Don Bracken is on to punt for Green Bay with 36 seconds left in the half. Scott Schwade's the lone man back, and Miami may be trying for another block. Only Schwade's is back. 10 guys, and here they come, but they don't get there. And Schwade's takes the line drive at the 23. Across the 35 to the 37. 26 seconds remaining. Scott Stephen and John Dorsey made the tackle on Schwade's. Well, it's been tough for anybody to win here in Miami in the decade of the 80s.
Well, since Shula came down here in 1970, they've been tough. He wins virtually every home opener. It's a tough place to play, whether it's late in the year or in September, because it's generally hotter than any place the visiting team has come from. And they generally have big crowds who are enthusiastic, and there's a lot of crowd noise in the stadium, just like it is here today.
So Marino back out there with 26 seconds in which to operate, and he'll go with 4 wide receivers out of the shotgun on 1st down. Jensen. Jim Jensen with some blockers, tripped up by Chuck Cecil, the rookie strong safety out of Arizona. Clock continuing to run with now 11 seconds left in the half, and Miami goes without the huddle. Marino with time again to Jensen. Jensen inside the 40 to the 37 or 38. And now the clock runs out without Miami calling a timeout, to the displeasure of many of the crowd here. Taken in the end zone and down there by Patrick Scott. So the touchback will make it 1st and 10. Green Bay at the 20 as Randy Wright comes on. Randy Wright, who had his best game last week against Tampa Bay, threatening to surpass that this week as he's come up with a strong first half. 16 of 21 for 172 yards. But Miami's first down yardage has been very impressive. Caruth the only setback behind him. Sterling Sharp in motion. And right to throw on first down. Under some pressure, dropped at the 11-yard line. Hugh Green, who is playing like a new man this year.
He just blows right by Ken Rutgers here. Ken Rutgers can't step out fast enough. The speed of Green gets behind him, and there's the play. Wright never sees him coming.
That's the third sack for Miami for a total of 22 negative yards. Green in his 8th year out of the University of Pittsburgh. Second down, 19. Draw to Carew. Not much help. John Offenball waiting for him as he gets it out to about the 15 is all, where it'll be 3rd and 15. Offenball coming off. 4 wideouts for Green Bay. And extra DBs in for Miami. The obligatory 3rd down nickel package. Third and 15 from the 15. And Wright hauled down again. John Bosa with another sack for Miami. And the Packers' first offensive series loses yardage.
When Wright needs 13 yards to go, he needs some time to throw the ball, longer than he's needed during today. When he's been effective, he could just go 1, 2, 3, pop. When they make him take that 5-step drop, the last 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 plays, that's when they've been getting to him, just before the half and twice in this drive here.
Bracken with a bad punt as Schwades watches it go out of bounds, and they mark it at the 43-yard line. So Miami will have excellent field position. And again, it's the special teams of Green Bay, Will, that you pointed out during halftime, with problems. Only a 35-yard punt.
When you really needed one out of your own end. You really needed one. That's sort of the first time all day Green Bay offense hasn't done something, you know. And so now you want some other part of your team to respond, to help out for a while, and they're just not getting it off their special teams.
So Miami back on the attack. 1st and 10 from the Green Bay 43. Clayton comes in motion, and Marino hits him. Clayton breaks a tackle and steps out of bounds at the Green Bay 35. Short of the first down, but it's a gain of 7. It'll be 2nd and 3. John Anderson ran him out of bounds. Well, I'll tell you, those Marx brothers, Mark Clayton and Mark Duper, Super Duper, have really been something for Miami. They, along with Marino, the 3 cogs in that offensive machine, and it's starting to function today for the first time this year. Hampton takes the pitch and gets the first down before he's knocked out of bounds by John Anderson, number 59, with some help from Mark Lee up from the secondary.
Well, I think you're going to see a hold on Miami here in the play, and I think it's one of the offensive linemen was trying to hold John Anderson.
And it is holding against Miami.
Holding. Number 80 offense. 10-yard penalty. Repeat, 2nd down.
So the rookie tight end causes the ball to be moved back to the 45 of Green Bay, where instead of 1st and 10 inside the 30, it's going to be 2nd down and about 13 or 12 at the 45. Dan Marino's efficiency throughout the first half. From the shotgun. Pressure from Harris, tipped and incomplete. It was intended for Lorenzo Hampton, as Tim Harris of Green Bay was coming strong from the outside. And Harris has some words for the referee, Gordon McCarter.
This ball should have been caught right here. Little pressure on Marino. It's a lot. I'm sorry, it shouldn't have been. It was a little bit behind Hampton. Looked from our vantage point that he could have caught it, but you can't blame him for something like that. We were wondering about Troy Stratford. He left the field just before the half with a bad ankle, and we're wondering if we're going to come back here, and it looks like he might be lining up at halfback right now in the shotgun. Is that him out there, Steve?
It is. Stratford is back in the game after having his ankle x-rayed. Marino on third down under pressure, incomplete. Sean Patterson seemed to get a hand on it, and again it was Tim Harris, 97, with the pressure on Marino, who went down after getting the ball off. Very difficult to sack Dan Marino, but Green Bay doing what they had hoped to do, and that's put the pressure on. So it's fourth down and 12. The ball still at the Green Bay 45, and Reggie Roby on to punt for only the second time. His first punt was 54 yards. Walter Stanley, number 87, drops back deep around the 10-yard line for the Packers. It's a very high kick. Stanley with a fair catch signal, fumbles the ball, but falls on it at the 18. So Green Bay will get the ball back with 12:40 left to go in the third.
Once again.
By far the worst offensive series for Miami, and conversely the best defensive series for Green Bay. So the Packers, trailing by 10 with 12:40 remaining in the third quarter, have it first and 10, but they're at their own 18. Fullwood breaks one tackle and gets out to the 24. Mark Brown, number 51, makes the tackle, and again we'll bring you up to date on what's happening elsewhere in the NFL today. Not much has changed.
There's a big one.
Detroit with a lead over New Orleans. A mild surprise. Tampa Bay coming back. And Denver and Kansas City tied. Second down 3. A power I formation, and Fullwood the ball carrier. But he is dragged down as he gets back to the line of scrimmage. Hugh Green, who has been crashing from that right defensive end position all game long on similar plays, again makes the tackle. Gets some help from the nose tackle Brian Sauché.
I bet Don Shula would say after the game, this is as well as Hugh Green has played in a Miami uniform. You know, they got him from Tampa Bay. He was one of the 3 years ago. He was one of the premier linebackers in the league. He came over here, injured a knee, went out that year, missed virtually all of last year. Now's the year of the big comeback, and he's been excellent right from day one in training camp through the preseason. But this is a big game for him. He's very, very active today.
And he appears to be back on track. It is 3rd and 1 for Green Bay from their own 27. Patrick Scott, first down, as he's run out of bounds on the far side by Rodney Thomas, but he did step past the yard marker to pick up the Green Bay first down. So the Packers keep the drive alive at their own 30.
This is the type of play you want in short yardage. Some people might call this a pickoff over. Here's the motion coming out. The receiver's crisscross. Receiver gets open underneath. Just watch the spot. It's a good job by the official. He was right there, went right to the spot, so there's no question Patrick Scott had the first down.
And Patrick has some eye drops administered as Green Bay goes 1st and 10 from their own 30. Green jumping all over the place on defense. Fullwood. John Offendahl, who has also had an outstanding game. Offendahl with an injured shoulder. And he looks like he's hurting, as he really gave Fullwood a hit, and his shoulder was bothering him to the point where there was some question whether or not he would play, and you can see that he's hurt right now.
Watch him just step, read the play, step in the gap. He can't be trapped. They were going to try to trap him. The trap didn't get there in time. When you sting somebody like that head on, it's more what the players call a burner. It's more like a pinched nerve in your shoulder, and you sort of go numb for about 10 or 15 seconds before you get it back again.
Especially when you've already got one to begin with. 2nd down and 11.
Oh, what a hit by Green. Woo.
But it's completed to Ken Davis, and you can tell that Randy Wright is hurt. He got the pass off and completed it, but Hugh Green leveled him at the 20-yard line. I do not see a penalty flag down.
No, it was a great hit. A great hit and a great play by Green. He's been beating Ken Rutgers to the outside all day. Watch the move inside. Comes down the line. Watch. Here it comes. Bing. Comes right up the middle free. He's going to hit him head on. Helmet right under the chin. Bang. Look at that shot. See, that's the danger nowadays, Steve, with the way these outside linebackers can rush. You know, they get that clean shot, the such force. Watch the force he hits him with. He's got a clear line. Bang. Right to his credit, saw him coming and hung in there. He threw the ball, got the completion over here, but what a lick he's still down.
Well, to illustrate the point of the outside linebackers and the damage they've done, here are the quarterbacks that have been knocked out by an injury this year already. We're only in the third week. Cleveland lost 2, Kozar and Danielson. They have just signed Don Strock, the former Miami quarterback. Moon and Montana are also out. And now Randy Wright, wide open to the hit with his arm in the air, gets leveled, and certainly, if nothing else, got the wind knocked out of him on a strong, clean hit by Hugh Green. Don Makowski is warming up in case Randy Wright cannot continue. So it would be Makowski who would come in, and he is loosening up. While Wright is down, let's go to New York for an NFL update with Brent Musburger.
Well, Steve and Will, here's what's unfolding in Soldier Field in Chicago. Dennis McKinnon set to return this punt for the Bears. The Vikes force a fumble. Chris Martin recovers in the end zone for the touchdown. And also, Jim McMahon out for the game because of an injured knee. Back to Steve and Will.
Thanks, Brent. Minnesota and the Bears going after each other. And here Randy Wright will go out, and we'll take a timeout and be right back after this. Wright, Makowski in his second year out of Virginia. And Wright has been taken to the dressing room. Makowski can run, and he will run, and he picks up the first down, getting out to about the 43. So Randy Wright, who appeared to injure a shoulder, was taken to the dressing room, and here's one of the trainers escorting him just moments ago.
Well, the word we get from down on the field is they're taking him to the dressing room to x-ray his ribs. And it looks as though he got his hand right there in the sore spot. And if you remember the hit, Steve, that's just where he got the helmet from Hugh Green. Right under the right arm, right in the rib cage. So they're going to go out and take a look at it.
He did, as you could tell, go off under his own power, which was a good sign for the Packers. 1st and 10, Green Bay at their own 43. Lots of time for Makowski, and he completes it. Walter Stanley gets held up and hit while he's still in the air. Paul Langford makes the stop, but it's a first down for Green Bay as they move it into Miami territory at about the 38. And the Packer offense is clicking with Makowski in there.
Well, it was clicking with Randy Wright in there, I'll tell you, before, because you look at, he finished 13 for 13 last week. He came in here with a big day today. And you put the two games together, he's something like 31 for 36 since the halftime of the Tampa Bay game with 4 drops. You can't play any better than that.
Fullwood. A short gain before he's driven back from the 35 by Mark Brown. Steve Zabriskie and Will McDonough on the NFL here on CBS from Joe Robbie Stadium in Miami. We have 8 minutes remaining in the third quarter of play, and Miami 24, Green Bay 14. The Packers on the move. Randy Wright injured, Don Makowski in there, and the offense continues to work. Miami for the first time scoring and scoring well, but Green Bay for the first time moving and driving the football well under Lindy Infante's new system. 2nd and 6. Makowski throws it to no one. They had blockers out there for a screen, but they didn't have a receiver.
Yeah, and you usually need one of those.
Yeah, it works a lot better.
It's set up beautifully. They had the guys out there. Makowski looked downfield, did all the right things, and he threw it over there, but there was nobody there to catch it.
Just when I said the system is clicking, it misfires.
And that obviously is one of the mental errors that they were talking about to us last night. You know, they get in a spot in the game, they're moving, they go good 7 or 8 plays, then all of a sudden that one mental error pops out. Obviously right there, whoever was supposed to be there in position to catch the ball in the back of the screen just isn't there.
4 wideouts for Green Bay on 3rd and 6. They are 6 of 11 on 3rd down conversions. Mikowski fires complete. The number 83, Patrick Scott, almost has it taken away. Rick Graff and William Judson for the defensive play, and it's going to be a first down for Green Bay as Scott got enough.
Watch Scott coming in. They got a double now. Graff's going to come in underneath and try to get him. He sees the hit coming, but he puts the ball away and takes the hit to make the play. And there's Graff trying to get the ball out. Sheer frustration. He thinks he's in position to make the play, but Mikowski threw it so well, and Scott was in such great position he couldn't stop the play.
It moves the ball down to the Miami 24, where it's 1st and 10. Caruth, nowhere. Wrapped up by T.J. Turner. And Green Bay, for all their offensive success, has still not been able to run inside on the Dolphins. Turner and Soche and Boza, not to mention Offendahl and Green, have pretty much controlled the inside. And up front, trying to get at Mikowski on 2nd down and 10. Still at the Miami 24. Kemp in motion. Woodside with a screen. Inside the 20, down to the 19. Run out of bounds by Lifford Hobley and William Judson. A gain of about 5. So it'll be 3rd and 5. Infante telling Woodside to stay in the game. Woodside was ready to come out. Now Patrick Scott comes out. Now they still don't know who's supposed to be in there. I think they still have 12 guys.
There it is. You could see the timeout was coming.
They've got 12 guys on the field. They're not sure who's supposed to be out there.
And they haven't seen the timeout. Now he sees it.
Finally, 1 second on the 30-second clock. They finally get it stopped. They reset the game clock as they let it run down to 5.5 minutes. But it's back to 5:47 to go in the 3rd. Green Bay 7 of 12 on 3rd down conversions, but they've made their last 4. And they face a 3rd and 5 from the 24 as the Miami fans exhort their defense. Mikowski with time. Incomplete. He had 2 receivers, Scott and Woodside, both in the corner of the end zone, but they were both well covered. Paul Langford and Rodney Thomas were back there. So it is 4th and 5, and Zendejas and the field goal team will come on with the line of scrimmage being the 19. The punter Don Bracken will hold, and the spot will be at the 27. So it'll be a 37-yard attempt for Zendejas. He has kicked a 50-yarder this year, and he has made 1 of 3. He powers this one right through, however. And with 5:37 left to go in the 3rd quarter, Green Bay now cuts the lead. It's Miami 24 and the Packers 17. Ball game, as Miami has not done much here in the 2nd half. Marino has 3 consecutive incompletions, and he'll be back out there as the Dolphins will get the ball back. Zendejas' kick taken by Lorenzo Hampton out to the 30 before he's tripped up there. And here comes Danny. Here's what he's done in the 1st half as opposed to the 2nd half.
Well, you know, they've only had it really one series in the second half, but what he did is he had a great first period when they jumped out in front. And they seemed to do that by being patient. Remember, he threw all the shot stuff coming down the field, set up the thing. Then in the second half, when it looked like they could knock out Green Bay, they got them 24-7. They all of a sudden started to go for the bigger plays, and they haven't been able to make them. Packers have now closed the gap, so he's got to go out there and get this offense moving, or this game could be tied up in a hurry.
And he gives to Bennett. And Bennett gets short yardage out near the 35 before Bob Nelson, number 79, the nose tackle, brings him down. Green Bay just ate up over 7 minutes on that drive that culminated in a field goal. They continue to control the time of possession and move the football. Infante's offensive system starting to work. But Miami now needs to do the same. Coming up next, the second half of our doubleheader here on CBS. It'll be the New York Giants and their division rivals, the Dallas Cowboys, beginning at 4 o'clock Eastern Time. Second down and 6. Miami at their own 35. Stratford to about the 38 for a gain of 3. Blaze Winter, number 68, drags him down. Stratford appears to be all right after injuring an ankle near the end of the first half. So it'll be 3rd and 3 for Miami, and they are taking a little more conservative approach here, Will.
And you can sense it in the crowd. There's an uneasy feeling going through this stadium. They've stopped cheering. I think they're starting to panic a little bit. You know, they're not the team, the crowd saying, wait a second, we're not doing anything. They're playing good ball. We better get it going here, Sense, and we're not, again, and we're not going to do it running off tackle.
3rd down, Jensen with the inside handoff, dives for the first down. Jim Jensen, who is really Mr. Everything. This guy backs up at quarterback. He backs up at running back, fullback, tight end, wide receiver. He's a backup punter. He's the backup holder. He's Mr. Backup.
Yeah, they run him here out of the shotgun. He gets jammed, but with good balance. He breaks off, knows what he has to do. That's an old quarterback, you see. When he was at Boston University, when he was in college, quarterback knew what he needed to get the first down. So when he was going down, make sure he extended himself and got the ball out there. And that was the difference between punting and having a first down.
And he'll be in there on a lot of 3rd down situations. Miami picking up their 4th 3rd down conversion in 7 attempts. Now a 4 wideout formation out of the shotgun, incomplete. The intended receiver, tight end Farrell Edmonds, was sliding down at the Green Bay 45 and couldn't make the catch. Ken Stills had the coverage in the secondary along with Mark Murphy. So it'll be 2nd and 10, still at the Miami 41.
Farrell Edmonds wide open. Why he starts to go down and slide to make the catch, nobody knows. You could see he went down himself to do it. The ball was right there. Bruce Hardy, who's their regular tight end, has been for years, out of the game with an injury. Edmonds, a rookie, got a start. Miami is always dependent on its tight ends to sort of get open in the zone, be there for Marino for an outlet to make the catch. And he should have made that catch. It would have been another big first down for Miami.
But now it's a big 3rd and 10. Marino gets it off and completes it to Edmonds this time, but not nearly enough for the first down. His forward progress will be marked at about the 45, which will be about 6 or 7 yards short. John Anderson covers him there. That was not 3rd down, as I said. It was 2nd down. So now it'll be 3rd down and 7 yards to go.
You could look at Marino's face. Give us that close-up. He's not a happy warrior out there right now. He doesn't like what's going on. He doesn't seem to be happy with the things that are going on, and he's showing it.
That time, Mark Murphy, the safety man, blitzed and was right in his face. Again from the shotgun on 3rd and 7. So far in their second half, Green Bay has really controlled Miami's wideouts as the March brothers, Duper and Clayton, have not been much of a factor. And now Green Bay calls timeout. 2:24 left to go in the 3rd quarter as Marino comes to the near sideline to talk to Don Shula. The last 3 scores that have been put on the board have been put on, well, I should say 3 of the last 4 have been put on by the Green Bay Packers. The Miami offense, which sputtered the first 2 games and started off so well in the first half, has been sputtering again here in the second half.
Well, the reason that Green Bay called a timeout on defense is they had a unique defense on the field in that they had 13 guys. Okay, 2 subs run in, 2 didn't want to leave. They were all arguing in the middle of the field about who should come and go, and finally they had to say timeout.
Same thing happened on offense just a few minutes ago. Well, next Saturday, Southeast Conference football. Tennessee 0-2 surprisingly on the year against the Auburn Tigers, who were 2-0. It'll begin at 2:30 Eastern time. Brent Musburger will be there along with Pat Hayden to bring it to you on NCAA football, college football here on CBS. Now it is 3rd and 7. And again, Marino will go to the shotgun from his own 45. The 4 wide receiver. But he gets it to Jensen over the middle, and Jensen has the first down again. Jim Jensen sneaking out of the backfield. Knocked down by the strong safety Mark Murphy and George Tiger Green. But Miami moves it into Green Bay territory at the Packer 46, 1st and 10.
Jensen's the up back right to the right of Marino. Watch him stay in for the block. Now he'll slide. Once he sees the backers, slide out, makes a nice catch. The ball's on the opposite side. Again, watch him make sure he gets upfield to get enough for the first down. There's Randy right back. We'll have to see. He's got an ice pack on his ribs. We don't know what the x-rays are yet, but at least he's standing. You know, but it doesn't look in that situation like he'll be able to come back into this game today.
And fortunately for Randy Wright and the Packers, it is not his shoulder. Now Marino calls timeout as he's unhappy with what he sees.
Now, you've been around football. Let me ask you this. You think these guys are being overcoached? We've been sitting here all day. Timeouts here. Timeout. It's like hockey. Everybody's over the board. They're in the game. Nobody knows what they're doing. The quarterback's always got to turn around and tell guys, go here, go there. I mean, is this pro football?
No, it's not. And the thing that's doubly frustrating about it, Will, is that we're in the 3rd game of the season. It's not like it's a preseason game. They've had 4 preseason games, 3 regular season games, well, 2.5. And everybody ought to be on the same page by now.
I mean, not only in this game, but you watch any NFL game, okay, they're overcoached. They got too many guys trying to play the game. They don't know what they're supposed to do. You know, we're born in the NFL efficiency. Everything's done the right way. They know what they're going to do. These are brainy guys. They tell you off the field now. A lot of our guys don't know what they're supposed to do. They don't even read the books to find out what they're going to do. Now, all afternoon we're out here, and these guys are timeout, motion, get over there. They don't know what they're supposed to do. And I don't. Is this pro football? This is what it's supposed to be all about.
No, you know, everybody talks about how sophisticated it is. Just because it's sophisticated doesn't mean that it's difficult. And Lindy Infante's tried to make that point about his offense, which has the reputation of being difficult. Lorenzo Hampton trying to get outside, runs out of room and hurdles the bench. Hampton gets it down to the 41 for a gain of about 5. Run out of bounds by Tim Harris. Well, maybe Tim Harris or Lorenzo Hampton ought to head for Seoul, huh?
Well, he does a nice job. Notice how nice the Packers are. A couple of them split and let him go through rather than clothesline him going over the bench. Should have been a penalty. Once the guy gets on the chalk, you're supposed to let up. You know, you're not supposed to follow through. And the guy followed through.
Gave him a little extra impetus so that he could hurdle the bench. 2nd and 5. Lots of time for Marino, who completes it. And finally, one of the Marks brothers is back in the game as Mark Duper makes the catch. You hear the crowd, super duper. It was Dave Brown who bumped him out of bounds, but it's Miami first down as they move deeper into Packer territory near the 25.
That's the type of play that has made Dan Marino in his 6th year the highest rated quarterback passing in the history of the NFL. That's the play. Always had Duper, always had Clayton, send him down 15 to 17, quick hook one way or another. But this year people have been trying to take it away from him. Look at the catches, both coming into this game. Look at the balance, 262 apiece.
And the Marks brothers, the other Marks brothers who had 4 guys, never even won an Oscar. I don't know which ones I like best. Troy Stratford down to the 20. The ball comes out, but after the whistle, as Alfonso Carricker in the game. Number 76 out of Florida State. Carricker has been injured and was not expected to play, but Carricker's in there and he makes the play.
That's a surprise. They told us last night they didn't think he would play. He would be in uniform, and he's been working out a little bit. But again, you're in the 2nd half. You're in Miami. You're going into the 4th quarter. It's been a long day. The heat out there. You're coming down, and you got to use a lot of guys. You got to bring them in the game, and you got to keep them fresh.
And that included Carricker. So John Anderson is being taken off the far sideline, shaken up for Green Bay. Anderson, the 11-year veteran out of Michigan, and Mike Weddington, number 52, third-year player out of Oklahoma, will replace him at linebacker for Green Bay. There's Weddington.
I'll tell you one thing about the Packers. You're not getting an easy day when you play them. They hit you. They've been hitting out here today. They're really a physical football team.
They have an attacking defense, and some of the defensive players for Green Bay told us it's the first time in a number of years that they've been allowed some freedom to attack the offense. But Miami threatening. 2nd down and 5. Marino looking for it all in the end zone. Oh, out of bounds. Incomplete. As Duper made the catch, Dave Brown was on him, and Duper was out of the end zone. So it'll be 3rd and 5.
Looks him off, looks to his left, makes the throw downfield. Dave Brown right with him. I think he's only come down with one, no, not even 1 foot in. Both of them rather. There's no question. But a great coverage by Brown. You know, he had to throw it in there over him, but in order to do it, he had to throw it out of bounds. Is basically what happened.
Dave Brown in his 14th year out of the University of Michigan. 6 defensive backs for Green Bay, 4 wide receivers for Miami on 3rd and 5. Oh, incomplete. Is it a fumble?
I think it's going to be a
Green
fumble.
Bay in the end zone, and it's a touchback. It is a reception and a fumble, as Green Bay will get the ball on the 20-yard line. Chuck Cecil made the initial hit of the pass intended for James Pruitt.
They're on Pruitt down here because he doesn't hold on to the ball, but you can't blame him on this one. Look at this hit. Bang! Right on the football. The ball flies out of there. Watch the pursuit now by the Packers. They say, let's get this. This is a touchback. We're going to get the ball out in the 20, and we're going to take points off the board from Miami.
Tiger Green down on the field in the end zone for Green Bay and shaken up. And Dan Marino discussing with the officials. Marino's been unhappy a few times and has had a number of conversations with referee Gordon McCarter. That'll go as a completion and a fumble by Pruitt, recovered in the end zone by Green Bay for a touchback.
Well, let's look at it again. He certainly appeared to have possession of the ball. And what a shot he takes right there. What a tackle.
Chuck Cecil.
Chuck Cecil. That's like you get it in the manual, right? Stick your head in there, square up to the receiver, make your helmet hit the ball, it flies out of there. I think Marino's going back now to ask, was it clearly possession? I like this official right here. I never saw one with boot black under his eyes before. Have you noticed that?
No, that's nice.
I never saw an official that had that.
Cuts down the glare. Now Marino's going all around. He's going to every official, pleading his case.
And here goes Schuler down to the 20-yard lines. You're not supposed to be down there, Don. Get back in your little box up here. But you have to pay attention.
Jensen and Marino from the offensive unit still on the field for Miami, and Tiger Green still being attended to for Green Bay. He appears to have leg cramps. They're massaging both calves, and boy, this is the day for it.
Now all that noise you hear is Schuler arguing with the referee Gordon McCarter, saying, get over here, I want to talk to you. One of these guys ruled it a fumble. One of the guys ruled it not a catch. Now,
I think they want the replay. They're trying to get the replay.
Here's McCarter trying to explain it.
I'm sure Schuler and Marino want the replay official to rule on it. Ordinarily, when that happens, the referee announces it.
Well,
the crowd here and to all of us.
They're going to stick with the call the way it was and the way it appeared to be.
There's the replay crew for the NFL. Chuck Heberling, a longtime referee in the league, is the replay official here today.
And Nick Skorich is the communicator. That's neither one. But they're taking their time. Maybe they are going to look at it again. They're waiting out in the field.
Let's look at it again. Pruitt appeared to have control before Chuck Cecil put some kind of hit on him and knocked the ball free.
A great throw by Marino right there. But before Pruitt can get it down, head on, here comes Chuck Cecil. Drives his helmet right through the ball. It's got to fly out of there. And, of course, the Packers defense sitting back there in the zone. Everybody responds to it. And I think Ken Stills is the one who finally came up with the football, although he had plenty of help. The play stands.
So Green Bay starts at their own 20 after the touchback. This is their 10th possession of the ball game. They have all begun in their own territory. Just 8 seconds remaining in the third quarter. And Mikowski on the bootleg fires it complete to Caruth, and Caruth out of bounds after a gain of 6 or 7 as Rick Graff chased him out, stopping the clock with 3 seconds remaining in the third quarter. They mark it just outside the 27, so it'll be second down and 2 yards to go. Gain of 8. Mikowski in there for the injured Randy Wright, who has at least bruised ribs. We have not gotten a report that it is any more serious than that. This should be the final play of the third quarter. Mikowski can run, and he completes it to Walter Stanley for a first down at the 38-yard line of Green Bay. That's the end of the third quarter. Fourth quarter with Miami leading 24-17 in what has turned out to be a heck of a ball game, and a big 15 minutes yet to go. And coming up next, the second half of our CBS NFL doubleheader, the Giants and the Cowboys, a big battle in the NFC.
The winner gets a piece of first place. Everybody's 1-1.
That's right. It may be early, but at least you can lead. Green Bay first and 10. Mikowski under pressure, gets it away, but has it batted down. Number 99, Rick Graff, made the initial hit as he got there to Mikowski and hustled him, and somebody along the front got their hands up. Maybe it was John Bosa, and knocked the pass down. So it'll be second and 10, still at the Green Bay 39. One of the things that Mikowski brings to quarterback that Wright does not is great running ability. His ability, when he does find an opening, to really turn it on and gain some yardage. Wright is not as fleet of foot. Over the middle to Ed West, and he's hammered immediately by Mark Brown. The pass completed near the 45, but Brown drove West right back. They'll mark it at about the 44.
Miami catches a break here. Looks like John Bosa might have been offside. Does he get back in time? What? Now he's there. Now he's back. No, he did. He encroached, didn't get back. No flag. There's the throw. Mark Brown is waiting for him. It's tough for a tight end. You know, you just get the feel of the ball and you're getting decked. That makes you think about doing the same thing the next time.
Mark Brown has moved Jackie Shipp out of that starting linebacker position. Shipp had been a 3-year starter, but Brown in his 6th year from Purdue won the job this season. It is third down. Mikowski completing it to Perry Kemp for the first down to the Miami 49. Renee Thompson runs Kemp out of bounds. And the Packers are making it work regardless of who the quarterback is today.
You know what you got to like about the Packers today? They had every chance to fold at the end of the first period. Everything went wrong. They were behind. Marino's playing well. They're down here, the toughest place to try to win in pro football. They didn't lose their poise. They stuck with their short yardage offense, and here they are back in the ball game, trying to take one in to tie it up.
Just over 14 minutes remaining in the game. Paul Ott Caruth with short yardage on first down, a gain of 3 to the 46 before T.J. Turner brought him down. They'll mark it at about the 45.5. It'll be second and 7. Miami wants to get the ball back, but so far in this drive, Mikowski and the Packers have been able to come up with a big play when it's needed. On second and 7. Too tall for Paul Ott Caruth. He would have been short of the first down as Lifford Hobley had the coverage on Caruth out of the backfield. So it'll be now third and 7. And here comes the third down offense for Green Bay, and the third down defense responds in the situation substitution for Miami.
And the third down boo birds from Miami who don't like the fact they threw in all those defensive backs that rather see them try to rush the passer and get the sack.
Green Bay 8 of 14 in third down conversions. They have come up with a play when they've needed to keep the drive alive. Can they do it again? 4 wideouts. Mikowski lofting one, incomplete. It was intended for Patrick Scott, and Renee Thompson had excellent coverage as the ball was thrown to the inside, and Scott was unable to come back for it. So it's 4th down and 7. And Don Bracken in the punting unit is on for Green Bay. Bracken's longest today, 41 yards. Scott Schwades and Jarvis Williams drop back. Near the sideline, it almost hit a player as it bounded out of bounds inside the 20-yard line. So Miami back on offense with a lead. Mikowski in there, and with just under 13 minutes to go, as you see, the game has tightened up at 24-17. And Green Bay's moving the ball, but now Miami has it back and they need to maintain control.
Well, Miami really hasn't done anything except make mistakes offensively since the middle of the second quarter. You know, and right now Marino's got to go out there, get them together and say, we have to do something here right now. Our defense can't keep us in the game any longer. Sooner or later, Green Bay is going to put one in here and tie it up.
So Miami with a 1st and 10. Starting this drive from their own 19 as they lead 24-17. Marino has been very unhappy with the way things have gone. Now he's going to be even more unhappy as Tim Harris nails him back near the 10-yard line. Harris came untouched. You don't hardly ever sack Dan Marino, and Tim Harris told us yesterday that was a goal he had. Well, he just fulfilled it.
And after the play, he says to his running back Hampton, hey, you were supposed to be over here with this guy, number 97. Where are you going? That's exactly what he said to him. Because, you know, Harris steps outside of Giesler. Giesler sliding down to take another play, and boom, he takes the sack. He never sees the guy coming from the blind side.
And that stat right there shows you just how difficult it has been to sack Dan Marino during his 6 years as the quarterback for Miami. Now on 2nd and long, he sets up the screen over the middle and flips it to Jensen. What a good job by number 93 Robert Brown of following Jensen and hanging on as he gets it to the 20-yard line, where it'll be now 3rd and 9.
You notice how much he's gone to Jensen in this second half? Because he knows Jensen's the kind of a heady player who will not make mistakes. He'll be where he's supposed to be. He will catch the ball when he's supposed to catch the ball. All of a sudden, Jensen started to play a big role here in the second half for him in critical situations because Marino's sure about him. After that first down, you wouldn't be sure about anything with the rest of these guys.
No, and you don't want to be tentative, because when you're tentative, that's when mistakes happen. Now from the shotgun on 3rd and 9. And some preliminary movement, and flags fly. Marino fires, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Chuck Cecil, who returns back to the 29. But remember, flags were thrown on the snap. It appears as if Miami, however, may have been the ones to move first.
I think he's calling offside Green Bay. Offside Green Bay. What a bad break. But again, Marino sensed the offside. Right? He stepped up. He took his time, tried to make the big play, threw it in the coverage. It looked to me like Green Bay was blitzing.
Offside, 97 defense.
Yeah, there's Tim Harris.
Penalty, repeat 3rd down.
Well, Lindy Infante beside himself. That is the 3rd time that Marino's had a free play to work with. Twice the Packers come up with the big play and pick it off. Twice penalties nullify it. The other time Miami had a big gain when Harris was offside. So a sack for Harris. Now he's offside and costs his team an interception. So it is 3rd down and 4.
Just playing too hard. You know, there's times when you have to stay in control. They're just trying too hard right now. They can taste this thing if they can make a play and they want it.
Marino completes it to Clayton. And Clayton has the first down in the grasp of Tiger Green.
They're going to run a little deal out here. Watch Clayton take the move, go to the outside. Pruitt doesn't do the right thing on the play. See him stop. He was supposed to come to the inside and take the other defensive back with him. He certainly wasn't supposed to stop his route right in the middle of it. But still, Marino makes the throw and gets it out there.
So the Marks brothers, Clayton and Duper, starting to make their presence felt after a couple of quarters of very quiet football. Stratford, fighting for an extra yard or two, punches it out to about the 38. Well, that pass to Clayton for the first down prior to this run has just taken Dan Marino over the 20,000 career yard passing mark.
In just 5+ years. Just 5 and a little more.
It's amazing. Well, you think back to guys like Tarkenton and Unitas, and Tittle, and great passers of the past. It took them years and years to get to 20,000 yards. 2nd and 6. All day, Stratford hauled down at about the 41. Strong safety Mark Murphy with the tackle. So a gain of only 2 or 3 yards. And again, Miami will face 3rd down, trying to keep the drive alive. What they've done here too, Will, is they've gone back to what they were doing in the first quarter with shorter routes and more conservative approach, trying to control the ball but use the passing game and keep the clock going.
That's right. That's what they want to try. Ideally, that's what they're trying to do. But if you don't do it and you don't make some plays and you don't score some more points, you may not win this football game, because Green Bay's been that close to tying this ball game.
And the way the Packers have been able to move the ball, Miami does not want to see them get it back. There's plenty of time left. 9 minutes and 8 seconds. Inside handoff and a flea flicker back to Marino, who fires long. Intercepted. Chuck Cecil picks it off, and Dan Marino's body language tells it all.
It really doesn't make any difference, because it's going to be as good as a punt. But it looked as though that ball slipped out of Marino's hand. It was the old flea flicker, give it to Jensen, get it back. The receiver's release, but he never throws a wounded duck, and that was a wounded duck. That thing just hung out there.
Chuck Cecil, the rookie from Arizona, with a big interception. We have 9 minutes left.
There's Marino stepping up. Now he throws a wounded duck. See the ball slide out of his hand? And of course, Harry Galbraith, the rookie guard there, didn't make the pickup on Anderson that he should have.
Makowski on 1st down, firing it out to Walter Stanley, and it's complete inbounds, so the clock continues to run at the 37. Miami, with that turnover on the interception on their last 5 possessions, first of all, their last 6 they failed to score, but in their last 5 possessions, 3 of them have ended with turnovers.
Well, it shows you how the game is flip-flopped. The first 4 times Miami got the ball, they scored. Okay? Now the last 6, they haven't scored. And this has enabled them to stay close enough for their offense to get back in the game, and their offense has got back in the game.
And they have the football with a 1st and 10 at their own 37. Makowski being chased out of the pocket. Gets it away incomplete. Down the sideline, intended for Patrick Scott. And he'll take the opportunity to have a word with Lindy Infante before he goes back to the huddle. Jackie Klein had the initial pressure, and then Boza chased him farther away. 8 minutes and 5 seconds left to go in the game as we continue to bring you up to date on what else is happening on the NFL around the league. Minnesota 31-7 over Chicago in the 4th quarter.
Going into this game, the Bears had beaten Minnesota 8 of their last 9 games, 5 in a row in Soldier Field, and McMahon had never quarterbacked a losing game against the Vikings. So the Vikings showed that maybe this year they're the team to beat for the division title.
Miami's got to play Minnesota in a couple of weeks. Makowski fires it complete to Ken Davis. And Davis very close to the 1st down marker before he's hammered down. Paul Langford and Jarvis Williams sandwich him there, and he does pick up the first down for Green Bay.
Nice action by Mikowski here. Looks the other way. Play fake. Rolls out. Waits for the release. Gets the ball in the proper area. Here comes Ken Davis. Puts his head down. Gets upfield. Makes sure he's got enough yardage for the first down.
And that is Green Bay's 20th first down of the afternoon. It's been a while since the Packers have put 20+ first downs on the stat sheet from their own 48. Davis straight up the middle. Big gain into Miami territory at the 45. A gain of 7. It'll be 2nd and 3. The offensive line for Green Bay playing so much better, Will, than they have the first 2 games. And there's number 65, Ron Hallstrom, 300-pound guard, who had an interesting story for us.
Well, he told us last night that Thursday night in Green Bay, the offensive linemen got together and said, we got to play better. We're all together really in the last few weeks for the first time. Some of us have held out. Some missed training camp. We can take over this game, and if it's close at the end, we can win it because we think we can block the front of the Miami defense, and they've done a great job of it here in the second half.
2nd and 3 from the Miami 45. Davis trapped. First down. Offendahl makes the tackle, but not before Davis gets down near the Miami 38.
Little trap on the inside, right upside. Ken Davis reads it, breaks it up the middle. You know, Miami's been averaging 5, 6, 7. The Packers have averaged 5+ better yards on first down. So Miami on second down doesn't know what they're going to do. You know, they can still run a pass, 2nd and 5.
Boy, that shows you.
That shows you what they've been doing on first down and their efficiency.
And the importance of making significant yardage on first down, what it does to the defense. Davis has carried twice for 15 yards, and he's got it again, trying to get outside. But Miami does a great job of jamming it up. Paul Langford, the corner, would not be blocked, and Mark Brown came in from linebacker to help him. Now the clock down to 5 minutes and 21 seconds left to play in the ball game. Perry Kemp bringing the play into Mikowski. Lindy Infante uses the wide receivers to shuttle plays in.
I just get the feeling that somewhere in here Mikowski's going back to pass and run out of there for about 20 yards. I mean, he's got that kind of ability.
On 2nd and 8. Complete over the middle of Walter Stanley for a first down at the Miami 22. William Judson making the tackle in the secondary, and the Packers are rolling, trailing by 7.
It's a straight drop back and read by Mikowski. Here come the receivers. Watch Stanley come underneath. This is what you do when they try to play you in a zone defense. Back them off with your speed. Come underneath to make the safe catch. Make sure you clear the linebackers.
And it worked perfectly. As you can see, Stanley with 7 catches for 89 yards. Another first down.
And the crowd has been taken out of this game.
It has
taken
been
out of the game. An old-time Miami crowd be roaring so you couldn't hear the signals, trying to help their team. They're not really up there today.
They may get louder as Green Bay gets inside the 20. Caruth with a halfback pass, incomplete, and knocked down by number 99 Rick Graff. A fine defensive play, even though the intended receiver Davis may have been out of bounds had the pass been completed.
I don't understand this play because you're going now to the short side of the field, and he's being pursued right away. Caruth did the smart thing. Just get rid of it. Don't take the sack. It's going to be out of bounds anyway, but Graff made a good play. But the execution was poor, and you have to say, well, why do you go to the short side of the field when you're going to do it? You know what I mean? It was on the other hash mark. Give yourself a chance because you're going to run out of real estate.
Green Bay has already eaten up over 5 minutes off the clock on this drive. Mikowski with lots of time hits Caruth, but Caruth is hit immediately by Hugh Green. And the crowd starting to get into it now with chants of Hugh.
I think we give you the gold star on defense today.
I would have to say so. Hugh Green has been outstanding. He will come off now as it is 3rd down and 12.
And that's why the crowd's brewing.
That's right.
You know, if he were one of those college guys, they'd have all those things over his helmet, all those symbols and everything, like in the Big Ten, all those stickers on his helmet next week.
4 wideouts for Miami, which is why, for Green Bay, as Infante goes to the spread them out 3rd down offense, which is why Miami put the extra DBs in there. Mikowski looking into the end zone, overthrows Patrick Scott, incomplete.
Now what do you do here? Field goal? A touchdown?
It'll be 4th down and 12. The ball is at the 23 of Miami. And Infante will send in the play with Albert Bell, number 88, who was just signed as wide receiver. He was with Infante in Cleveland, where Lindy was the offensive coordinator the last 2 years.
4th down and 12.
You got to go for it. 2 minutes 56 seconds remaining. Green Bay trailing by 7, and the crowd's getting into it now as the Packers go for it on 4th and 12. Incomplete.
Oh, what a play.
William Judson with the play on Albert Bell. The pass was well thrown by Mikowski, but Judson was right there.
What a great throw this is. He gets back. He gets good protection. He looks right. Looks him up. Watch him step up now. Pump fake. Sees Bell. Say, there's the opening. Get over there. Signals him. Watch the throw. Look at William Judson. Hooks him on the left arm. Now, the whole pack of bench, they're out in the field. And Infante saying, listen, he was held.
Well, it is going to be 4th down. A delay of game penalty. Apparently, the 30-second clock ran out before the snap got off. But how in the world can it be a delay of game? Is it a delay of game against Miami? It has to be against Miami.
It's delay of game against Green Bay.
All right,
Too
so
long
there's
to
no
get the play.
is what he's saying.
They're getting a 5-yard penalty.
Right.
It's now 4th and 17. It was 4th and 12.
And the play is no play because the clock ran out before the snap. So now it's 4th and 17. Incomplete. Oh. Walter Stanley, well covered, but had a chance for a diving catch that would have given him a 1st down at the 5-yard line. So Miami's defense, led by Bud Brown, the safety man in the secondary, holds.
Watch Mikowski. He does a great job. He's going to have 2 guys right in his face. Watch this. Lets it go. Miami thinks it got it covered. Stanley comes in front of him. 1 step, they would have had it.
2 minutes and 50 seconds left. We'll be right back. They're 0-2. And they need these victories for different reasons. Each has a chance to win this game. Green Bay may have just lost their final chance to at least tie the game and have a chance to win it in overtime, as with 2:50 to go, Marino and the Dolphins get the ball back. Stratford for a short gain to about the 30. Stopped there by Tim Harris, number 97. Now timeout called by Green Bay, stopping the clock with 2:44 remaining.
You can see how Marino started out this game. 6 for 9, 98 yards. That was his biggest quarter so far. Took every mistake that Green Bay made, started turning it into scores. But then you can look at the total offense from the first half to the second. 189 yards, and there's only 73 in this half, to how Green Bay's defense has adjusted to it. And this is the most difficult part of the game right now for a quarterback. They need that 1st down, but yet they don't want to take a chance. You don't want the turnover in here, so you got to try to think of something you can do that's conservative but can still get you a 1st down. On the other side, Green Bay wants to use their 3 timeouts and, if necessary, the 2-minute warning to stop the clock right now. They figure if they can do it, they'll still have 2 minutes to come back and try to score without timeouts.
And as you saw, coming up next, second half of the CBS doubleheader, the New York Giants and the Dallas Cowboys. 2nd down and 8. Stratford looking for room, finding none, and cuts it back. He'll wind up losing perhaps a yard before he's covered there by John Anderson, 59. Steve Zabriskie and Will McDonough bringing you the NFL on CBS from Joe Robbie Stadium here in Miami, Florida, where the threatening skies have not produced any moisture. And the clock continues to run with under 2:20 left to go, and Miami with the football and a 7-point lead.
Green Bay's going to let it go. They're going to say let it go to the 2, let the 2 minutes warning, stop the clock, and we'll save our 3 timeouts for inside 2 minutes to see if we get that ball back. I wouldn't have done it that way. Why let 30 seconds run off the clock?
30 seconds is 30 seconds, that's for sure. So the 2-minute warning and a 7-point ball game as Marino and the Dolphins try to hold on. The Miami Dolphins 0-2 coming in, their home opener, and again they win it as they just have to fall on the football to capture yet another victory here in Miami in their second year of play at Joe Robbie Stadium. Miami letting that 30-second clock run down and snaps the ball with 3 seconds left on it. So Don Shula, the winningest active coach, picks up his 272nd victory. Miami picks up their first victory of 1988, and the Green Bay Packers play their best game under Lindy Infante by far, but come up 7 points short as Miami wins it